Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Porch. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, some of the biggest penalties in NASCAR history happened today. Coming out of Phoenix, we know that on Friday night, during practice, NASCAR saw something with the hood louvers on the four Hendrick cars. This video is only going to concentrate on Hendrick Motorsports only. I will do another video with everything else that went on today. So, the four Hendrick cars had the hood louvers taken by NASCAR after practice on Friday night at Phoenix. No other details were given. They were taken back to the R&D center and check them out. They were able to replace them, go through pre-race inspection, go through pre-race inspection, qualify, run the race. No penalty over the weekend because this was a pre-inspection at track issue. So just like last year when Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, when their cars got taken back into the R&D center, they were fined accordingly, the L2 penalties. Now, if this would have been something that was found after pre-race inspection, like say found during post-race inspection, then it would have been an in-race penalty. The winner would have been DQ'd, and all 400 cars would have been DQ'd. But since this was pre-race inspection, that's why it became what it did, and they were able to run and get the win and everything. Alright, so we found out all four cars, the 9 of Chase Elliott / Josh Berry, 100 owner points, 10 owner point playoff points, the number 5 Kyle Larson, same, 100 owner points, because Kyle Larson is the full-time driver of the 5, 100 driver points, 10 playoff points for owner and driver, same way with the 24 of William Byron, same thing with the 48 of Alex Bowman. The only difference is with the 9 having Josh Berry in the car. Josh Berry is not declared for Cup points because he's running for the Xfinity Championship. And Chase Elliott's there. There was no driver points taken from the 9. Each crew chief: Cliff Daniels, Alan Gustafson, Rudy Fugle, Blake Harris, suspended 4 races each, and $100,000 fine. So altogether, Hendrick Motorsports, $400,000 in fines today. They have said they will go ahead and appeal it. The appeal process does take a few, depends on when NASCAR can hear it. It's a $12,500 fee just to appeal. Now, the appeals committee, it is non-NASCAR sanctioned because this appeals committee has nothing to do with NASCAR. As we saw last year, they upheld penalties. Kevin Harvick, decklit. They went ahead and got rid of penalties. Jeremy Clements' motor issue from Daytona, they went ahead and modified William Byron's penalty. Instead of points and money for taking out Denny Hamlin under caution, they can give the points back and double the fine. So during an appeals hearing, this can change. It can stay the same, they can wipe it out, or they can modify it. From what Hendrick Motorsports announced today, they would go ahead and start the suspension this weekend for the crew chiefs. As we all know, in 2023, a crew chief being suspended isn't as big as it used to be, with all the media and all the way of communicating with the teams. Plus, it's a super speedway race. There's no practice. You line them up, qualify, start the race. And more than likely, there's no green flag stops. It's a fairly new surface, so it's not going to wear tires. Late race, 2 tires, everything else, 4 tires. Not a lot of strategy involved in Atlanta. Now, if you look, a lot of people go, 100 points, what's the big deal? Well, here's the big deal. If you look at the points before the reset, so if you end Daytona in August last year, before the reset, Chase Elliott had 939 points in first place. Kyle Larson had 789 in 5th place. William Byron 667 in 10th. Alex Bowman 638 in 12th. You take 100 points from that. Chase Elliott still was in first. He was still the regular season champion. Kyle Larson went from 15 points to 10th. William Byron went from 10th to 19th. Alex Bowman 12th to 21st. Now, at the end of the regular season champion gets 15 bonus points. Then second place is 10, third place is 8, on down to 10th is 1. So with that being said, Kyle Larson, not only does he lose these 10 bonus points here, but based on last year's numbers, he would have lost an additional 5 bonus points. William Byron would have lost an additional 1 bonus point. Those bonus points carry on through the playoffs. So if we look at the reset last year, the playoffs, Chase Elliott had 40 bonus points to start it. He automatically just lost 10 if he gets 40 again, that means he has 30. That 10 points would have cost him from movement. He would not have been in the Final Four last year. So Kyle Larson last year had 19 bonus points. He would have had 9 after this penalty. Alex Bowman only had 6 bonus points last year. He would have been -4 going into the playoffs. So not only are they getting dinged now, when it comes to before the reset, they can get dinged again because there's extra bonus points available there. So this is a huge deal. Now, once the appeals is heard, the appeals committee makes their decision. They either get the points back, they either modify it, or they just go with it and move on. We don't know yet. We just know they have filed the appeal. Now, apparently, as you can see, I am a Hendrick Motorsports fan. I've been a Hendrick Motorsports fan my entire NASCAR fandom since 1992 Atlanta. Some kid named Jeff Gordon, some crew chief named Ray Abraham, some rainbow-looking car, number 24. Been a diehard Hendrick fan since then. Whatever they did, be it on purpose, be it an accident, being shit happens. It happened. Here we are. Now they've already Jeff Andrews and them have already put out a statement about some of the things that they're going to be in their appeal, which is their right. They don't have to share that with us. Apparently, there's some of these parts aren't fitting 100% correct. They're single source parts. So NASCAR last year, or January of 22, came out with the rules for the next gen car. The single source parts, body panels, etc., cannot be modified. If they are, an L2 penalty is what they got here. It can go at an L3, it can be an L1. Different points, different money. They were consistent last year with the L2 penalty. The back bumper for Brad Keselowski at Talladega, or Atlanta. Kevin Harvick's deck was at Talladega, I think it was. Or Daytona, one of the two at the end of the year. Now, Chase Elliott, because he is out hurt, the car owner part loses 100 points. Normally, we don't worry about car owner points in the Cup Series because the driver races the entire year. This year, just like last year with Bubba Wallace replacing Kurt Busch in the 45 for the owner championship, the owner points is how the team owner get paid. So that's going to be a big hit. Chase Elliott, when he gets back, he's just got to win a race. And as long as NASCAR gets him the waiver, which they already said more than likely they would, he win a race as long as he's within the top 16 of winners. So the whole win you're in, yes, unless we have more than 16 winners, and then it's based on the top 16 in points. So Chase could still get a win and miss the playoffs even with the waiver. Right now we have 3 winners. Will we get 16 regular season winners? I actually think we will, to be honest with you. I think we'll have 17. So a lot can still happen to this later in the year when it comes to playoff time. But right now, all we know is all 400 cars, $100,000 fine for the crew chiefs, 4 race suspension, 100 owner points, 100 driver points, obviously except for the 9, still 100 owner points. So that's what we know now. The appeal is what will happen whenever. It's in Charlotte, it's at the office there, and we'll hear more. But this weekend at Cold Atlanta, as AJ Allmendinger said, no Hendrick car will have the normal crew chief. We'll update as we get more information. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for the penalty part 2. Everybody else's penalty. I just wanted the Hendrick one by itself. And then for the Atlanta preview for the Truck Series, Xfinity and Cup, because of all this, that's going to get delayed till tomorrow. Also, NCAA college basketball starts tomorrow. I'll have my first round picks up tomorrow morning, and I will have a link to my brackets as well. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.